Nearing the end of the first month without COVID-19 emergency SNAP benefits, millions of households were receiving extra money to put food on the table throughout the pandemic. And as KLTV7's Avery Gorman reports, the end of that extra money could mean a greater workload for food banks.
In February, it was announced that beginning March 1st, the temporary boost of SNAP benefits put in place by the COVID-19 pandemic would be ending. According to the USDA, SNAP is the largest federal nutrition supplement program, serving around 12% of the 79 million families in the U.S. Each family that qualifies for SNAP benefits has seen at least a $95 decrease. The average household will see a reduction of $212. CEO of the East Texas Food Bank, Dennis Colonnade, says their data isn't all in for the month, but they have noticed an increase in demand.
We can really tell by the foods that we're shipping out, and there's a little bit of a lag to that because we're about 2 weeks ahead on shipments like that. But I'm expecting probably a 10 to 15% increase.
Rachel Collins, the branch manager at the Deep East Texas Resource Center in Lufkin, says they have served around 70 new families just this week.
Typically, we've been serving about 650 families. Now we are serving over 700. Last week we served almost 750 families.
Colonnade says with inflation and the increased demand, it puts a strain on the food bank.
Combine that increased need along with the increase of costs that we have, that's going to be, it's a puzzle that we're trying to constantly solve.
Colonnade says around 15 to 20% of their funding comes from the government. The rest comes from private funders such as foundations and donors.
Just continue to support us and your local pantries that are, out there on the front lines doing the heavy lifting, and we'll get through this together as a community.
Avery Gorman, KLTV7 News.
80% of families receiving SNAP benefits are households with children, and almost 27% of those families are households with elderly or disabled people.